And I'm not going to sit down because I don't do that. So a question that I find myself asking myself is, why do bad things happen? And so some people ask, why do bad things happen to good people? Some people ask, why do bad things happen to bad people? But I think, reality check here, no one's perfect. So I'm just going to say, why do bad things happen in general? So I'm going to get a little personal with you guys. So I'm going to tell a little story real quick. So a few months ago, I was doing sound for a play at my school. And I get a text, it's around 6-ish, and I get a text from my neighbor, who I don't really talk to, and we don't really conversate a lot. And she was just like, hey, how's your mom? And I was like, she's great, thanks for asking. And just hit the lock button and put it away. And then a minute or two later, I get a text from one of my other good friends. He's a little older. And he said, hey man, is everything all right? And I was just like, yeah, thanks, what about you? And continued with my life. And then I get one more text, and it's from someone who I think of as a sister. And she's my neighbor, and she was like, hey man, there's a bunch of cops and ambulances outside your house. Is everything all right? And so now I'm starting to think, okay, 3 people are trying to like get information that I know nothing about, and so something can't be right. And so I was at school, and my brother was across campus in the gym at the basketball game, so I texted him, I was like, hey, do you know anything about anything? And he didn't respond because he was into it. And so I called my house because I knew my parents were home, so I was like, hey, why not ask them? So I called the house, no one answered. Then I called my dad because he was my last resource left, and he didn't answer. Oh, I also called my mom, she didn't answer either. So I called my dad one more time, and he answered, and all I heard was chaos and all this kind of stuff. I had no idea what was going on. And so he answered the phone, and I was like, what's going on? And he, all he told me was that my mom got hit by a car. And he had to deal with the situation, he'll call me back. So we hung up, and I was just left there, told that my mom got hit by a car. Now, for me personally, I'll admit this straight up, I'm a mama's boy. So, me knowing that my mom just got hit by a car, not the best thing to tell me. So, he called me back about 5 minutes later, and I was like, hey, what happened? He was like, she was walking the dog in the grass, a car drove up in the grass, hit her from behind, and down she went. And so, I was like, oh shoot, that's not good. And so, around that time, I totally forgot about this play. I was just like, screw it. But then my director came out, she was like, hey, gotta get started. I was like, hey, this is what happened. And she was like, well, you can't leave right now. And I was so mad, whew. Anyway, so all I could do in that moment was sit there and pray and think about what I could do to calm myself down and to keep her safe spiritually. And so I prayed, and I thought of a verse, and it's my personal favorite. It's Jeremiah 29:11. And it says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. And so I was thinking of that verse and also asking God, why? Why are you letting this happen to a sweet woman who does anything for anyone, who brings me my hair products to school when I'm having a bad hair day, and just does all of this nice things for people, but you let her get hit by a car? Why? And so later, a couple days later, he answered my prayers, and he did heal her. She's here listening today. And so I just want to close with another verse that I thought of. It's Romans 8:28, which was said earlier. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him and those who have been called according to his purpose.